If there's one thing I hear all the time as an exchange student is, wow, that sounds so fun, but how did you deal with speaking English for a whole year? And today I'm gonna talk about some tips and tricks on how to prepare yourself both mentally and skill-wise.
So one of the things that I would say that helped me the most, it's watching TV in English. Well, not even just TV, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Netflix, everything in English. And I got so used to it when, like, especially the month before coming here, I was trying to watch every movie that I could just to hear more English and get used to it. And just like, especially TV shows that happen to people, like with characters with people around my age, that I'm 16, so I could like hear slang and stuff that I was not like used to hear at school, that it's the place where I've learned English the most. So that really made a difference, because some of the vocab that I was not like used to, that also helped, because there's words that you just don't need or learn at school, and then while living here, it's just like you need a lot of words that you're not used to. Like maybe you don't need to know what a basket is. Well, that's something that you're probably gonna like not gonna say, but it could be, you never know. So that's like one of the main things that I would do if you are trying to learn the language, or if you already know language, because anyway it's gonna make you more fluent, and anyway it's gonna help.
Another tip that I can give that I personally use for German, but I guess it can be used for basically any language that you want, not only if you're an exchange student but just in general, is going on YouTube and looking up like easy German, easy French, easy Spanish, because there are so many YouTube channels made just for beginners. For example, for German, when I started, like getting into like more contact with this language on YouTube, I guess I had like, I don't know, my level was, I wouldn't say low, but not that high, okay? And the good thing about this channel that I use, Easy German, but as I said, it can be found in every language, is that they divide them like for different like levels of language. So for example, at first I was watching easy videos. They're basically like people going around like, I don't know, German streets and like asking the locals some questions, like, I don't know, what do you do for Christmas? What do you like? What's your favorite movie? And they just talk. And the smart thing about them is that they don't only have subtitles in German in my case, but also in English. And that helps a lot. Because I mean, that's literally like so smart. You are gonna improve without even realizing it. It's just gonna go by so fast.
I also think it's really important to remove all that sense of guilt when it comes to not being great at English, because I know a lot of people who are really good at speaking English, but at the same time they still complain about, they're gonna judge me for my accent, they're gonna judge me for not getting the right words, and eventually that can lead to you being really shy and not saying everything that you want to say when you're with these English speaking people. And I don't think that's a good idea. I think I would rather say something wrong but still say it than to stay quiet, because initially what you're doing is something really bold, so you should not focus on the grammar aspect as much as you should focus on getting out there, because the only way we really learn is through doing mistakes over and over until we finally get them right.
Another thing that even if you are already fluent, it's really useful, it's Duolingo. You've probably heard this before and you're like, oh, that doesn't work. I had a really good level of English and it really helped me. I learned more vocab, I improved my grammar, and even if some stuff I already knew, I could, like in Duolingo, you can make like a test and it allows you to start like from your level of knowledge of that language. So it's not like you're gonna start from scratch and relearn all the stuff you already know. So it's gonna start from what you already know. So that's good.
Another tip, songs. For sure, songs. I mostly use this for Spanish because I personally love Spanish music, and that just helps so much. Don't just limit yourself to listening to foreign music. Don't just, kind of like sing it. No, you gotta look up the lyrics, understand the meaning of every word, because that's gonna be, first of all, interesting. I mean, I guess you just wanna know what you're singing. You just don't wanna know the melody. You wanna know what you're singing about. And it helps. And it takes zero effort. Like, honestly, it is just funny. It it is so easy, so like there's no reason why you wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's pretty much how I improved my language skills.
When it comes to my level of English before I went to America, I would say that it was fairly high, and that was because my ex or boyfriend at the time was from England. So we had a long distance relationship and we spoke English to each other, and I obviously got some good practice from that. And in the beginning of us dating, I still heard the same thing from people, like, oh my god, how do you speak English with him all the time? And I know, like, it was hard sometimes to get the communication through, but it worked. So my level was pretty high, and you obviously don't have to date a guy from England, but what I'm saying is that it's a really good thing to try to find a community, an English-speaking community. And this could be through your sports or your hobbies or even on Exchange Life. I think that's a great one, actually, because through Exchange Life, you will meet people from all over the world, other exchange students, and you will be forced to speak in English. So when you're a part of this group of people where you have to communicate in English casually, it will be just like living in America or wherever you're going and having to communicate with people on a daily basis. So that is the best tip I can give you: become a part of an English-speaking community.
Also, when you first arrive here, as the story I said, it's not gonna be so easy. You're gonna have trouble. It doesn't matter your level of that language. You are gonna be confused. There's words that you're not gonna know. For example, there's here in Pittsburgh, that is the city that I'm in, instead of saying you or you all, they say yins. That is something I would have never known if I hadn't asked my friends, because I had heard it sometimes, but I just thought I was just hearing it wrong, or it was just something that I didn't know what it meant. But when I asked, they told me that it was that, and I don't use it because I'm not used to it, but now when I hear it, I know. So it's really important that if you guys don't know something, a word, an expression, anything that you're confused about, just ask your friends, your host family, your teachers, because they're gonna help you. No one's gonna make fun of you or say that you don't have like a good level of that language. They really understand that you're a foreign exchange student, and they're really gonna try to help you. Especially here in the USA, I feel like the teachers are really approachable. So anything you need, especially being an exchange student, they really try to help you. Or if you don't understand a project that they gave as homework, or in a test you don't know what a word means, in my personal experience, they've always helped me, and I've not had any problem.
Plan out who your English personality should be, because it's a fact. You might have heard this from other exchange students, that your English personality is going to be different from your regular personality, because it's a whole different language. It's a different way of expressing yourself. So I personally kept like a diary before I went on my exchange year, when I was like kind of manifesting how I wanted my year to go in English. So like, this is a day in my life, and then I wrote as if I was already there in English. It's both a really good writing practice, and it's a great way to plan out what your expectations are, how you want the year to go, who you want to be perceived as. So do that for your own sake, and also to just get that casual writing aspect in, because you're gonna do a lot of writing in school, and you want to be a little bit used to that, I would say.
Another thing that I can say that, I mean, it sounds a little weird, I get it, but it helps, is that when you're home alone, like for example, now I'm home alone, you can just try to talk. It doesn't matter if you mess up, if you don't know a word or whatever. You can talk about whatever, about your day, about what you're gonna do tomorrow, whatever. You can literally say whatever you want, because you're alone, you're home, it's a safe place, you can do whatever you want. And I just feel like that helped me so much improve my German, especially when I was still in Italy. I didn't know anyone that could speak German with me. So it's not that I could just, go around and be like, okay, do you want to talk German? I want to improve. No, I had to do it on my own. And what I did is just, I was just there doing my like minding my business, doing stuff, I don't know, playing with my cat, and I was just starting to speak German. I was like, okay, so today I went to school and I did this and I did that, and I was wearing a t-shirt, all of that stuff. And if I didn't know a word, I could just look it up, because it is just such a relaxed situation. You don't have to worry about other people judging you or whatever. You're just alone and you are free to do whatever you want, and that is just key to improving, because the more you exercise, the easiest it's gonna get. So just don't stress. Language is not gonna be the biggest problem of your exchange year. Don't worry, you're gonna have fun, you're gonna have so many things going on, so like, there's just not gonna be time to stress about your language skills.
Don't worry guys, because you're gonna get used to it. Time will make it a lot better, and with practice you'll realize how it gets better. It doesn't matter how many times, this is also a part of the experience. And don't be worried if the first weeks or first months are a little hard, because you will get used to it. So, and don't expect to do everything perfectly, especially at first. And so just try to make yourself understand, because they are gonna try to like know what you're saying, and they're really gonna make an effort to communicate with you.
So to summarize, I think a great way to prepare yourself is to have the right mindset. Don't be scared, be bold, have some daily exposure, and try to be a part of an English speaking community. And I promise you're gonna have a blast on your exchange.
I hope I was able to help you, so bye!